All right. Good morning, everybody. We're super excited on the podcast this morning. He's coming live from the West Coast. He's based out of Florida, and I'll let you tell, or I'll let him tell you in a few minutes about his background. But he has really forgotten more about bugs than we know. So so we wanted to get him on the show to talk a little bit about termites, especially in those markets, in those warmer markets. So we're going to go live with him in just a second. So Gary, I appreciate you being on the call, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
So one thing I would like to highlight is Gary served in the Air Force. I'm going to kind of turn it over to him just a little bit on your background. I know you served in the Air Force for a while, and kind of what got you to pest services.
Well, I spent 12, almost 12 and a half years in the Air Force. My first 8, I worked on the Titan II missile system on the nukes, ICBMs. And then fortunately, we deactivated those. And then that was part of my job, was getting rid of, deactivating and put them away. And then I got into, I was able to cross train into morale, welfare, and recreation, which turned out to be a wonderful surprise for me because it actually taught me more about business and how to operate a business, accounting, budgeting, things like that. So I went to several Air Force schools, leadership schools and stuff during that time. And that gave me more of a business background. While I was in the service in 94, I was getting out in 1994, President Clinton did a drawdown, a service drawdown, and they were offering a variable separation incentive, which I took. And when that happened, my family owned a termite and pest control company in Florida. So they recruited me basically when they heard I was leaving the Air Force. They said, "Hey, come work for us." I did. Right. Through that experience, it took 3 or 4 years. Through that experience, I was able to get certified in termite and pest control in Florida. So then my wife and I started the company in 2000, March of 2000.
Nice. Well, good. I appreciate your time in the Air Force, of course, and this goes out to a lot of veterans. So it's always great to have a veteran on the show. We deal with a lot of buyers, and often buyers aren't aware of the destructive nature of termites, and they kind of laugh and they say, yeah, they're termites. I don't see anything flying, so it can't be that bad. But talk to us a little bit about. I think there's 2 different types of main termites, and how destructive they could be in a home.
Well, there's actually, they're two different species we deal with primarily. There's a third one coming online in Florida right now. We can talk about in a minute. You have the subterranean termite, which you'll see all through the continental United States. They primarily stay hidden until they swarm. The drywood termite is the other type of termite we deal with in Florida, mostly in Florida, and that stays pretty much in the down south of Orlando is primarily where you'll find them. Those are the ones we put the tents on the house for. And they're not as destructive as the subterranean termite, but the subterranean termite, I can tell you, can cause significant damage in a short period of time.
So. Yeah, no, we definitely see it, and I'm sure you kind of a lot of houses in your time, so you're very aware of that. Yeah, a couple in your time. So,
I got some stories. I can tell you some stories.
Yeah, that would be a whole different show with all your stories. But so, one thing about VA loans is that it requires the veteran to have a termite inspection. We call it WDO letter, which just says it's free and clear. And that's required under the loan program. And it is an extra step, but it's there really to protect the veteran. Seller typically pays for it. Can you shed any light on that letter and just kind of what you've seen with that in the past?
Each state issues its own what they call a wood destroying organism report, WDO. It is required. It's actually the bank or whoever the lending institution is what requires it, but it is a state form. It is governed by the state of Florida. So you have to have a license. You have to be a licensed company to do these reports. They often find damage and whatnot. The VA is actually requires a much tighter report, if I may, meaning there can't be any damage on the report. So termites do their thing. We could kill the termite, but the damage remains. What the VA report requires is a clear report, which means no damage, means the damage has to be repaired before it can clear. and before the bank will give you money.
Right.
Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yeah, no, that's super important. And one of the most important steps, like picking a real estate agent, is pick a reputable termite company like Gary's, Geiger Pest Services, to do the letter and to do and help identify the repairs and stuff. Because in the time I've been in real estate, I've seen all different levels of inspections. I've seen termite guys that'll walk in, open the door, look around, say it all looks good, which doesn't help the veteran at the end of the day. It's about finding, the insects, getting those killed, but it's also about the repairs that need to be done. So it's super important to get a good company to do that.
You don't find the termites in the house. You find them in the attic or in the crawl space.
Right.
So if the inspector isn't going in the attic or in the crawl space, then you're not getting a thorough report. So
yeah, that's a good point.
And even by going in the attic and in the crawl space, I would say that you're only seeing maybe 30-40% of the actual building. So it does take experience. You have to know where they're at, their harborages, where they live and survive. So very, very important to understand construction as well as the biology of the termite.
Yep, exactly. And then talk to me just for a second. Once a buyer buys the home and it closes, quite often, I'll see them put it under a termite bond. So,
Sure.
That of course is to protect the long-term investment and to get an annual look at the property.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we actually call them warranties.
Okay.
The bond was a term that kind of went out of favor probably 15 years ago, 10 years ago. It's still used very, very prevalent, but we use the term warranty, meaning we'll come back and retreat the property if there's any issues in the future. So if you get a clear termite, what we call a clear termite report from us, we stand behind that report for 1 year, whether we find termites or not. So if you have a problem within that first year, we fix it at no cost. We're not going to fix damage, but we'll fix the termite. But generally, you'll find damage. That happens every 10 years. We'll have a termite where something's missed and we have an issue that we have to deal with under warranty.
Right. So the bond is the old term, and warranty is really important, and it really is there to protect the house and to get somebody like your company out there once a year to look at it and then kind of put a defensive perimeter around the house.
Correct. It's insurance. It's termite insurance, basically. We also warranty the house, not the person. So if this house changes hands, the warranty stays with the house, not the homeowner. If that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. No,
so
that's
often
good to know.
Often I'll do a termite inspection and the house is under warranty with another company. Well, now if I find termites, that's the other company's problem, not mine. Or
I got you.
Not the homeowner's issue. It's the termite company's issue, not the homeowner themselves.
I got you. So one of the things I'd like the viewers to take away from this is that if you're using a loan program that's other than VA, you may not be required to do a termite inspection. I would highly recommend, for the price, you get the termite inspection done. Don't count on a home inspector. Home inspectors wouldn't know a termite wing if it landed on them. So don't count on a home inspector. Don't count on your buddy walking through the house. It's just not going to work. Get a professional company like Geiger Pest Services. Come out there, look at the house, give you a letter. I pulled up your reviews. You've got amazing reviews online. You guys have been in business, like you said, 20 plus years, doing a great job in the St. Pete market. So how can somebody get in touch with you, Gary?
You can get us through the website. Our website is GPS Bugs, Geiger's Pest Services Bugs.com. If you go onto the website, there's a whole application form. They'll get us all the information. You can also call our office. The phone number's on the website, but it's 727-323-9595. And they'll be able to take care of you. All right,
great. Well,
simple.
Appreciate that. Again, it's gpsbugs.com is a way to reach them if you're in the St. Pete, Tampa market. If you're outside that market, often the agent that you're working with, the VREB network, can help you find a good company to work with. So you can of course reach us at vrebnetwork.com. You can reach out for us if you need to buy a home, sell a home. If you have any kind of questions on your loan, we have a whole network of lenders to help as well. So Gary, appreciate your time on this, and look forward to working with you more in the future.
Thank you, my brother. Enjoy the day.
Okay, buddy. Take care.
You too.